Get ready, because this is your backstage pass
into the real and raw reality
of being a hairstylist.
I'm Hailee.
And I'm Reilly. And this is the Light After Dark podcast. Are you excited to tell your story?
I don't know, actually. Just for the world to know.
Yeah, I don't know, but we read other people's stories, so we figured it only fit to tell you about the times we fucked up behind the chair.
Yeah.
We all do it.
It's just how it goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, I stand by that. If you've never done it, you're lying.
Yeah, and you learn from it.
Yeah, that's like your slogan.
It is really my slogan.
In that same exact cadence. You learn from it. From watching all these clips, I'm like,
that's my inspirational quote of the day. You learn from it.
We forgot we were gonna start that.
Yeah, but I didn't have one for the other one, so that's gonna be
okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Every episode, we're gonna throw in an inspirational quote.
But it's going to be in the middle of the episode somewhere, so you actually have to comment it down below.
Right.
When you hear it.
So this one is already out there.
It's actually the beginning of the episode this time, so we're making this one easy.
You'll learn from it.
Also, I'm Creations by Hailee Christine.
And I'm Reilly Ruth Beauty.
And we're back.
And this is Light After Dark. And we're talking about the shit that we fucked up.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Take a seat.
Take a fucking seat. You might need an actual drink for this one.
Yeah, I might need an actual drink after this.
I gardened a bit. I'm not even gonna lie.
I didn't garden. I don't garden.
But it's gonna be rough. Yeah. It's gonna be entertaining, but I feel like it's gonna get real, and
we might have some flashbacks on this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, it's gonna be hard.
Who wants to start?
Yeah, who wants
Rock,
to
paper,
start?
scissors?
I mean, Loki, yeah. No, I can go first.
Okay, go.
Okay, so I'm going to start. Lord, make it work.
Please.
So I have two stories, and unfortunately, both of mine where I have fucked up. I'm a licensed hairstylist, but that's okay. Even after you're good and you have clients, you still fuck up. I'm still a human being. Yeah. So I'm going to start off with my first one. I was pretty early on in my career. I think it was still my first year doing hair, maybe the very beginning of my second at the most. Mm-hmm. But anyways, this was a client that I've done a couple of times. She had like a lived-in darker blonde color. She was probably like a natural level, like dark 6. Maybe 5. Mm-hmm. And she had like a sandy, like pretty dark blonde color. Mm-hmm. So I had done her hair probably twice, maybe once. But she wasn't like a super consistent client of mine. Like both of the times I did her hair, it was kind of just like dropping in and like last minute, like, what do you have this week? Mm-hmm. Kind of thing, which is fine. But you know what I mean. So the previous times when I had done her hair, it was blonde and I did it blonde. And she came in this time wanting to go darker and more natural. And I was like, perfect, great. I had recently just seen like a reverse balayage, braided balayage tutorial. And so I was like, I really want to do that. Like, that would be so slay and so perfect. Yeah. And I will say, looking back and knowing more now, I probably should have been more conservative with what I was opting to do, knowing that she had been blonde for a long time.
Fair. And
that's something you just understand over time and being cautious with your clients. I feel like I've gotten a lot of respect from, and I'm really happy that I am that way now.
Yeah.
Or at least saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't go this dark the first time we go dark. Most of the time, if you say that, they're going to be like, you know what, you're right.
Yeah, they do agree.
Pretty much everyone. And it's always better, even if it's not dark enough, to make it darker.
Yes.
Like, even if you get that hey girly text, you can make it darker.
Yeah. It's harder to go lighter after or something like that.
So like I said, looking back, I should have probably not made her this dark. I probably should have been like, you know what, let's take a step back. But I was like, okay, slay girl, like, let's do it. I just saw the technique, like, perfect. I'm excited. And I think I had done highlights around her face and then a braided balayage. Highlights around her face and then a braided balayage in the back. And we use Alpha Parf Colorwear color. Mm-hmm. And again, I probably should have used something like shades. That wasn't going to last as long.
Yes.
But I wasn't being that conservative, like I said. And like, I don't think I'm bad at consultations, but I think I should have taken her down a notch, is all I'm trying to say. So she wanted to feel darker and be darker, but I took it too seriously. So I formulated, and I wish I had the videos. I just cleared out my phone, but essentially I didn't necessarily understand the labeling system in Alpha Parf to the fullest extent that I should. So I thought I was mixing like a level 6 and then like a 6-3-2, right?
That's what you thought you were mixing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alpha Parf is a number system.
Right.
With it, they're colorware and evolutions is, right?
Yeah.
So they're both a number system. Some brands have letters, which does make it a lot easier.
Right.
The biggest thing that you might get confused is ash.
And I still get confused on things.
Yeah.
A lot. I don't even know what I was trying to fucking formulate, but I was trying to use like a natural and then a gold or a gold orange.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to add warmth into her formula
Right.
because she was blonde. And
Fill it up.
I just wanted it to be a nice natural tone, not ashy, not warm. I just wanted it to look pretty. And then that's what I thought I mixed. And I go over, I apply my face frame, I apply my whole reverse balayage. I'm basically rooting her really, really fucking far and then picking out pieces I want to leave for highlights and then pulling the color all the way through her ends for all of the other pieces that I wanted to low light. And if you're not a hairstylist, that probably sounds like I'm doing the perfect thing. But if you are a hairstylist, you probably understand that she's going to be scared of me because I'm literally fully making her ends dimensional and I'm not leaving any blonde saturation at all. Like when you take a blonde dark for the first time, when I take a blonde dark for the first time, I do like half low lights.
I would say I do about 50-50.
Yeah. Like I pull some through and then I don't pull most of them through, especially up by their face. Like it's not, you don't pull every piece through. So I did that. And then she's processing and I'm like, it's kind of weird. Like it looks kind of like red, like purple almost. And I was like, oh no, trust your gut, trust your formula. Like
it oxidizes weird.
yeah, like sometimes it looks crazy, but you did your thing. Like you're good. And then I go back and check probably like halfway through her processing time, maybe a little more. And it's like really fucking red purple, like dark red purple, like almost darker than her natural color too. Also, because if you don't know, Alpha Parf colorware is pretty dark.
It's pretty
so
dark.
a 6 on, if I'm putting it even on any of her natural color, it's gonna grab and look way darker too.
Yeah.
It was looking kind of crazy, so I take her over to the shampoo bowl and try and just rinse all of the lowlights and act like nothing's wrong. Because I'm like, maybe if I just rinse it, it's going to look like what I want it to look like.
Yeah.
I didn't think so, but I figured
You
I'd
never know.
start with that. And so I think I had told Trisha at this point, once I started rinsing it and realizing it didn't do anything, I was like, fuck. Like, oh no, what did I just do? And I can't remember if I told Trisha or if I just put something like 6GN over it first. I might have done that first and then realized it did nothing and then told Trisha for her advice. And nothing worked. I probably did like 2 or 3 different glazes on just her red pieces and nothing worked. It was not moving.
panic.
I was so scared.
Nightmare fuel.
And at this point, I had to pull the highlights by her face or else I would have fried her hair off. So I had to kind of combine everything. And I didn't want to like continue trying to glaze everything dark because then she's going to have 0 highlights.
Right.
She's going to have no highlights.
that'd be so pointless.
And then, exactly. And then she hates me even more because she's a redhead and she has no highlights. So I'm scared. And I decide, you know what? I can't do anything else right now. I need to blow dry it and just see what the fuck I actually did. Take her back to the chair. I don't even think I had clued her in that there was anything really going on at this point.
Oh no.
Because I really didn't know how to handle this.
That's a really hard thing to deal with.
And really, it's my whole entire fault.
Right.
Because I simply just used the wrong color. Still to this day, I don't know if I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect, and like used the wrong color, or if
was
I
like-
just picked up the wrong color.
Yeah.
I don't
which is also
It's a
way
trauma
too easy to
response. I
happen.
can't like, I don't know why. I've thought about it a lot. I can't like figure it out.
Yeah. Hold on, let me adjust.
So at this point, she knows nothing. I take her to my chair, spin that bitch around. I start trying it, and Kaylee sees the look of panic on my face. I think Trisha was so busy, and so she couldn't continue helping me, but I was just like begging anyone to look at me.
Please.
I'm making faces. I'm like, Kaylee looks at me and she mouths, "What's wrong?" And I mouth, "Everything." And she was like, "You have to tell her." And I was like,
I remember getting a
I
snap
can't.
of this whole thing. You like reenacting it to me.
I was like, I can't. I was like on the verge of tears. Who the fuck does that? Like, oh my God, doing someone's hair and being like, "Yeah, perfect, I got you." And then absolutely and utterly fucking them. And then being like, "Okay, so
Have a good day. No.
actually, it didn't go how I wanted it to go." The fuck?
If it makes you feel any better, I know somebody who went to do a root bump on a client. For anybody who does not know and does not do hair, a root bump makes the natural base color lighter. It's basically like a quick bump. And they put a level 6, maybe it was a 4, level 4 N on their head. 4N is like almost black
Why would they do that?
because they grabbed the wrong thing.
Oh my God.
It was in the wrong spot.
Oh no.
And that level 4 sat on that root bump client's hair.
Oh no.
So, unfortunately,
Oh no, that's horrific.
it does happen.
Yeah, no, it's so horrific. Like, I hope no one has to experience that ever. And I know they do all the time because I did. It was so, I felt so like vomit. Like, I was like nauseous.
Sick to your fucking
Because
stomach.
it's my fault. Like, it was no one's fault but my fault. It wasn't like, oh, they couldn't communicate to me. Like, no, like, it was my fault. So that was horrific. I had to tell her. She was fucking pissed. Oh, guess what? Family pictures were the next day.
What? I don't remember that.
They were.
Damn.
They were the next day.
It's always when shit like that has to happen.
Yeah. And Kaylee and Trisha were like, "You probably shouldn't have changed her hair color drastically, like when she had family pictures the next day."
Fair enough.
And I was like, "You're right."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heard you.
Yeah. Won't happen again.
And from that point,
yeah.
you learn not to do that ever again.
That one, I learned a lot of lessons from that one. Oh my God. Oh, being a baby stylist isn't for the weak. It's really not. Like,
And I'm like kind of convinced like we'll be baby stylists forever.
forever. I still feel like I know absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But then also everything at the same time sometimes. So
LOL.
I'm like, I'm perfect.
Like, okay.
Do you know anything, actually?
Bring us back down to earth.
I'll remember that story and be brought right back down.
Yeah. I think this is actually my first fuck up ever. It was in hair school, starting fresh and early.
Perfect.
So let's
I was
preface
probably
this. She was there. She may recall this as I tell it. So I had done this client's hair one time, and this client had more like fashion colors in their hair. And I wanted to make them blonde.
I
We were
remember.
pretty fresh on the floor, honestly.
Yeah.
We were not that far in.
But Hailee like has been trying to highlight hair since she like was born. So duh.
And like I low-key don't like saying no.
Yeah.
Like I will if I have to, but
Yeah.
like I like a challenge.
Yeah.
And this was about to be a challenge. Like that would have been my first color correction.
Yeah.
So
First highlight and color correction. Like,
my favorite educator on the floor with us told me no. And she said I had to make her hair dark because
Yeah.
she didn't have time to watch me. I still love her to this day. Anyways, fast forward. This client comes back in, wants some highlights. I said, okay, girl, I got you. So we're doing highlights. I'm packing those bitches in. She's going to be blonde. I'm bumping up my developers as I go. I'm doing all the right things. I am still checking the foils as I go. I go to check the back. Why are they on fire? Not literally. Felt
No.
like it though.
yeah.
Her hair was not flaming, but it felt like it. I was like, oh. So I opened one. I tug on it a little bit. Why is her hair coming out of her head?
It's like those TikToks where it's like, "Oh, how does it look?" And they're like, "Really good. Like, do you want to see?" And
they,
they
like,
like
show
pick it
it.
up and yeah.
Yeah, I
Really
could have
good.
done that, but like not as a joke.
Right. Like,
So I
So it broke.
immediately, I don't know if I was done foiling at this point, if I still had foils to put in. I think I still have foils to put in because I remember rinsing her hair and panicking to foil the rest of it. You're the shampoo boy, start pulling things that aren't even probably ready yet.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling and pulling and
yeah.
pulling.
It doesn't need to be ready, babe.
No, it just needs to come out of her head.
Yeah, it needs to not come out of her head.
I also didn't understand that time, like if they've had other color services, you probably should not tri-fold the foil. Just like lay them flat and you'll have a much better outcome. Too much heat being trapped in that area. So I'm pulling the foils along with the foils going in the trash. So is her hair. I vowed to myself that day I would never do that again.
Yeah.
I'm very glad it was in hair school. I am very sorry to the person that I did that to.
Yeah.
That is the scariest thing. I also pretended like it did not happen.
Yeah.
I finished it. The blonde was like, it was all right. She didn't have short I'm sure there was some short pieces on her head, but she still had full length hair.
Right.
She just had a lot less of it.
Right. So it could have been worse.
Yeah. I'm really embarrassed actually to tell this story.
No, it's okay.
I'm getting flustered.
No, I was about to say I have fried someone's hair before too.
Yeah.
Like she was one of my clients who would do her color at home and then come back and then do it at home and then come back and then like she would color it dark and then want to be blonde again, and I was like, okay, I'll try, but you're gonna have breakage. Like we need to do a big haircut, but you're still gonna have a lot of breakage. And like she had a lot of breakage. Like I was honest about it, but like I fried her hair off.
I'll say that's the difference now is it is that we can like have those conversations now. We are not willingly frying people's hair off.
Right.
However, being able to have those conversations and like
if you can uphold XYZ at home with your hair care and like commit to me, whatever, then I can fry your hair a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not to the point where there's clumps of it in the trash can. We will not be doing that.
There might have been a little more than I thought. So that's why I bring it up.
Happen.
It happens.
Yeah.
You live and you learn. Hey.
So yeah, that was starting off strong.
At least you were in hair school because I wasn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
fair enough.
Yeah.
I've heard of other people that not happening in hair school and that also happening in hair school. So
yeah. I mean, it's going to happen to everyone because like
it's just how it goes. All it takes
just learning
is someone not being honest about what's on their hair and it will happen.
Yeah. Like even just like well water and like a weird shampoo reaction. Like it can be like so easy to fry people's shit off.
Yep.
Yeah. Or like, especially with that. And you're like, oh, it can go 5 more minutes to be like a little lighter, and then like
5 more minutes was too much.
Exactly, like it's sometimes it's sometimes a really fine line. Oh God. Okay, so this next story, I feel like it's not so much that I fucked up, in my opinion. If you were to ask the client, she would put me in the blame. Like it would be a me fuck up, which is why I think I can tell this story. But she was a client that I had done, I think, twice. So I was at Brond, obviously. I say that like I would be anywhere else. And she came in as a new client customization. We did her hair color. It was a pretty light, solid blonde on her ends, but it was still a pretty lived-in blonde, like natural money piece, really natural, soft, like sun-kissed highlights up at the top. She had natural level 7 hair, and she was getting married soon. And so we had planned to do her first appointment with me. We booked a glaze so we could refresh her hair, but also evaluate how she felt about the new client customization and confirm if she wanted a full to change things or a partial. Right before her wedding, because that was her next appointment. And she had told me, I love everything about it, except I just wish it was like a little less stripey up at the top, which I didn't really love the choice of words right off the bat. I was like, oh, like that's kind of like backhanded, but like whatever. She wants it more blended, and that's all she's telling me. It's not like she said anything else. So I was like, okay, whatever, like period, more blended, like perfect. So we kept it as a partial, because why would I need to do a full if she's wearing her hair down for her wedding? And she just wants it to be a little bit more blended. Like, that's perfect. We can just refresh what you have if you love it otherwise. And so her partial appointment comes. She shows me a completely different picture than what her hair looks like. And she's like, I really want this. And it's pretty blonde. And it's like one of those blondes. I bet you've seen this picture before too. I've seen it a bunch. It's like a borderline, like pinky champagne blonde. It's a very specific tone that's like really hard to achieve, but even if you achieve it, it's only going to last like 1 or 2 shampoos. Like it's not going to stay like that. Yeah. And so like I make that clear, but then also it's a lot more blonde than she is. And it's also, in my opinion, more dimensional and less blended than what she is. Yeah. And if she already thought this was stripey, I was trying to tell her I thought you would hate this. Be more. Yeah, like this is going to be chunky to you, like not stripey. It's going to be like fat 2000s chunks to you. So I'm telling her this, and the more we talk, the more I realize it's going in one ear and out the other, and she can't understand anything that I'm saying to her. And she also can't identify anything that she actually likes about the photo and why she likes it and what the difference is between that and her hair right now. Like, she doesn't know any of those questions. And I don't think that's like too much to ask, because like I would be like, okay, so in this picture, it looks like this.
Right.
And your hair looks like this. Which do you like?
Yes.
And she couldn't give me like a straight answer. Like, it was like not okay.
Yeah.
Almost. And so I kind of decided, you told me you wanted your hair less stripy and you loved this, and we only have a partial booked. I voiced all of this to her. I told her all of these things. So we're going to refresh what you have because you were happy with it, and I don't want to change your hair right before your wedding.
Right. Valid.
So she says she's okay with that, and I do her hair, and the whole time she's kind of like complaining about like things about her wedding. Like, she was telling me she didn't want a certain person to bring like their kid or something to one of the like pre-wedding events. Like, she's like not having a good time like planning this stuff, I guess. And this is like such a sidebar, but I thought it was so telling, and like how I feel like our interaction is more story than like the hair itself in this story.
No, yeah.
She like was telling me that she didn't want this person to come because they were going to bring someone. And she called them and was like, hey, are you guys coming to this?
While she was there?
Yeah. She sounded so sweet and nice. She was traveling. So I don't want to give away where she was going because I don't,
Yeah.
But she was traveling back to her family's like farm or whatever. And they were doing the wedding there. And it was like a big event. So she was like, are you coming to like the welcome, whatever? We really want you to be there. And I heard the lady say like, yeah, we're both coming. And she was like, oh, okay. Like, we'll see you at this time. And she got off the phone and she was like, she couldn't get the hint. Like that was crazy.
You could have just said, hey, I don't want you to fucking come.
What do you mean she didn't get the hint? You called her and said, are you coming? We want you to come.
Yeah. No, she didn't get the fucking hint.
I didn't get the hint. And you told me that you didn't want her to come. Like,
And I'm here watching your facial expressions.
Literally, like, I'm just so confused right now. So I finish her hair. She tells me she loves it. She likes it. And then I think it might have been later that day, the next day. I don't really know. She doesn't like it anymore. She doesn't love it. She tells me that it's way too dark. It's not blonde enough. And that it's not blended.
Wasn't she like a level 10 blonde?
She was really blonde, yeah. Like,
Was she like a level 11 blonde?
she was a level 11. No, she was pretty blonde. Pretty blonde. Whoa. Pretty blonde. So she comes back in. I will say I probably could have brought up some of my tip outs higher in the back. Like, it wasn't for nothing that she was coming back in. I did understand where she was coming from with that. And I'm like happy to redo things if I'm not doing what we talked about.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I already told Trisha, I think she was the only one in at the time. I don't think Hailee was there. I told Trisha that I could not communicate with her, and that's why she was coming back. And I had no idea what she wanted in the first place. And so I kind of just did my thing. And that I wanted her to come consult with me because I was redoing it and I didn't want to waste my time. And at that point, I thought I was just doing like a little baby tweak redo. So Trisha comes over. She shows Trisha the same picture she showed me the other day.
Which is always a good start.
Great. Except for the fact that I already told you needed a full and you were booked for a partial.
Right.
So I was immediately like, awesome. And Trish was like, yeah, like it's definitely not as like light as this. And then I kind of told her what we talked about. I was like, yeah, like she showed me that the other day, but we decided to not do that because XYZ. And basically I ended up doing a full for free. Trisha and I went in the back after and she was like, listen, I know you don't want to do it and you kind of don't have to, so it's your decision. But if you want to keep her business, the right thing to do is just to do it and make her happy. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. Like, I was supposed to be off after I tweaked this, so I could, and it was fine, but I was like so annoyed about it. And so I do it. I foil for hours and hours and hours and hours. Like, it's so much work. And it's like back-to-back foils, like basically as blonde as possible, but like dimension up here. And it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I like do a little baby root tap. I think it looks gorgeous. I'm like about to ask her to take her pictures for my Instagram. And then she like gets up and like starts looking in the mirror.
That's number one scare.
Like this.
Is when they start doing, if you're not watching, she's picking through the top of her head. Staring into the
pressing her face
mirror.
into the mirror, pressing her hair down flat to her head. Also, like, I even look at your hair like that when I foil it? The fuck?
Does your hair ever lay like that?
Even when you're, like, doing a slick back. Like, it's not gonna lay like that. Like, why would anyone foil according to this? And
Like,
pushing
what the
your hair
fuck?
flat down to your head and staring at it, first of all. But second of all, her immediate reaction was, something's not right. And then my immediate reaction is, what is it? Do you not like the tone? Do you not like, what don't you like? I don't know. Something's just not right.
Word.
Perfect. We're back
Let me
to
get
where
right
we
on
started.
that.
Perfect. I can fix that for you right now. Trisha stayed late for me, by the way, because she didn't want to leave me alone in the salon. So Trisha comes out
Shout out Trisha.
and she is like, something's not right. And then she goes to, it's not even blended at all right here. And also, like I just said, I will fix anything if there's a problem. I'm the first to call out if my work needs to be fixed or if it's bad, because that's my work and I don't want it to be bad. The fuck? Like, I want it to be good.
Right.
So it wasn't bad.
No.
Like it was blended, it was blonde, it was beautiful. It was the photo that she wanted. As close as you can get to the photo that she wanted. And Trisha goes, what's not blended? Like, do you not like the root smudge? Do you not like the dimension of the highlights? Like, she's trying to piece together
Like, very specific.
what is happening.
Yeah.
What don't you like about this? Because we can't fix it if you just say it's not blended. And she's like, you don't see what I'm talking about? You don't know what I mean? Like, it's not blended at all. And she's starting to get upset. And Trisha was like, I think, okay, so I will say this conversation lasted like 10 or 15 minutes. Like,
it was
us
long.
going, me and Trisha and her all going back and forth, like, well, if you don't think it's blended, we could do another root smudge. But then honestly, you might feel a little bit darker. And we know that's not what you want. Like, we were still offering solutions, even though we didn't understand what her problem was, like with her hair. And then she started to be like, you guys aren't even doing anything to help me. I'm literally getting married and like, you're not even trying to help me. And Trisha kind of like notices that she's getting upset. So she like smiled a little bit and was trying to be kind to her. And she was like, respectfully, like, we are trying to help you. Like, we're standing here and we don't understand what the problem is and we're still offering to fix it. And you've been here for hours and we don't want you to leave unhappy.
Yeah.
And she cuts Trisha off and was like, how dare you smile at me like that? Like, and then immediately starts crying. And she was like, you guys literally ruined my wedding. How dare you treat a customer like this? And we were both like, who turned that on? Like, where did that come from? Like, she's been like a little, like, the whole time. But it was like, oh, oh,
Yeah.
I ruined your wedding. Oh.
Right.
Okay. I understand that. I got that hint, babe.
Clear and concise.
Yeah, we understood that one. Trisha immediately was like, that is so not true. We've been offering solutions this whole time. And on that note, you need to leave right now. And we're not offering you any solutions anymore. And she was like, are you kidding me? Like, as a business owner, you're going to treat a client like this, like in front of your employee? Like, nice to know I'm not even welcome back anymore.
Did you want to come back?
Babe, I don't even think you like me. Like, what do you mean? Did you, you don't even like the hair that I did. Why would you want to come back? She's like gathering her stuff, like ripping off the cape. It was so dramatic.
Hi.
And I just like, oh my God, Trisha just walked into the back and I felt like I shouldn't leave her out there alone. And so I kind of just like slowly started to clean it up and she's like grabbing her stuff.
Like awkward silence.
She walked up to me and she was like, I'm so sorry it had to get to this. Like, if it weren't for her being immature, I would not be leaving in this manner at all. Like, I'm so sorry that she's acting like, and I said, no, respect, like, I don't want to continue this. Like, my voice was like shaking.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to keep fighting about this. I stand by what she said and I don't like how you were talking to me. Like, you need to leave.
Period.
And Trisha was like,
Get the fuck. No.
bye. Bye. So
Good.
I don't think she
good.
should have been getting married.
I was going to say, I remember when we talked about this story, this was not a hair situation. This was a
something else was wrong, and the only thing she could
Control.
was her hair. Because she couldn't even get the people that she didn't want there or not there. So
Right. That's really,
I know.
that's something.
I know. I hope she's happy. I don't even think it's been a year since that happened. It was
last summer.
crazy.
Wow. That was a lot to relive.
I know. I kind of
And
feel
I
tired.
didn't even live that. I know.
It was a lot. Thanks, Trisha, for always having my back. Like, I needed that. If she didn't, I would have been like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have freaked the fuck out.
You just start crying.
Yeah, no, literally.
You're crying
I'm like,
together.
well, you ruined my day.
What if the whole neighborhood could hear our stories?
Live, light, after dark filming.
On tour.
I know. I'm like, what if he's home from work?
I was thinking that too. He's just like watching through the window.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have a client interaction like that, I don't think. Thank God. Because I don't know how that would have gone for me.
Kind of fucked.
This was, I dare to say it was my first haircut I ever had to do on the floor by myself. I could be wrong on that. Maybe it's just the most impactful one. So it is 8:30 in the morning. That is what time I started taking clients.
It's disgusting.
So this client comes in. It's a haircut. Easy breezy, right? Easy breezy. Comes in. Her hair is thick. Like, if you're watching on YouTube, like thicker than this podcast mic thick. In a ponytail.
It's pretty thick.
Also coarse.
It would be.
It would be. It's also down to her ass. It would be.
Trifecta.
Yeah. Perfect.
Perfect for 8:30 a.m.
Yeah. Also, I have an hour to do it.
Right.
So I get her hair washed. I set her back down. What are we doing? Maybe I asked her what were we doing before. Anyways. Probably. Hopefully. She doesn't want... Oh, that was so cute.
I know.
She wants like a pretty decent chop. There's a lot of hair to work with, so she could spare some. Maybe like a good like 4 or 5 inches. Pretty decent. Want some like long layers. At this time, like I'm pretty fresh out of hair school. To me, long layers is like a bevel on the ends.
Right.
Like it's not like a layer.
Right.
So I'm cutting it. I'm gonna have her look down as we do when we do a haircut. Everything seems straight. That bottom layer of her hair is still kicking out because there's just so much of it. So then I resort to, because normally like if I'm chopping that much hair off, like I just chop it, like I'm not sectioning it first. This is when I learned I have to section hair that's thicker than a fucking pinky.
Yeah.
So then I section it. Then I'm cutting the straight line. Her hair is so thick, even with 1/2 inch subsections, I can't see my guide.
I hate that.
So I am getting progressively more lost as I do this haircut. Okay, I finally get it what I think is straight. Then I pull it to the front to make sure everything's laying properly. Is it? No. Why would it be? So then I'm trimming off more. Then I'm like, okay, let me revert back to the layers. Let me go there. Should I be jumping around during a haircut? Probably not. But,
You know,
I had to distract
you had
myself.
to find something.
I had to find something.
Yeah.
So then I start cutting this beveled layer. Not even a true fucking layer. Now it just looks like the bottom half of her hair is kicking out more because there's nothing to hide any of it.
Right.
But if I
You cut
don't
it.
give her layers, then it's going to be like a fucking broomstick because she has thick ass, coarse ass hair. She ended up with hair almost up to the top of her back.
Are you kidding?
Okay, maybe that's a little dramatic. She didn't have a bob. But like with her hair texture and like it probably felt like a bob.
Hailee, that's really bad.
No, I know. And like I swear by like there's not really anything you can do besides like having the hair on the floor that you can't fix. Well, unfortunately all of her hair was on the floor.
Right.
So like what was she supposed to do?
Right.
You know how long it took me? Like 2.5 hours to do a fucking haircut.
I'm so sorry, but in that moment, you were the hairdresser that people have nightmares about. Like getting it cut too short and like
I might have been
taking
being a little bit dramatic about like how short it is, but regardless, it was definitely shorter than she probably wanted it to
No,
be.
of course. That's like,
But like
the one thing everyone's like, oh, they're gonna cut it too short.
I also was fully booked that day.
Oh, so
I
you
had to
fucked
go.
yourself.
I was like halfway through that haircut. I was like, I'll be right back. Like, excuse me for one moment. Like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom or something.
you
I don't know. I
kidding?
didn't see the bathroom. That's kind of unprofessional.
Right.
But I like run in the break room. I am obviously panicked. I was like praying that somebody would be in there. Yeah, it's just the whole salon basically in there. So now I'm not just like telling one person my
You're
story
telling everyone.
to help me out, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling everybody. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm panicking. I have a root color that has been sitting here waiting for me to do their hair. I need help. Somebody either needs to finish this fuck-ass haircut that I'm doing, or someone needs to go put color on their head. I would love for this to be a request, but this is almost a demand.
Right.
Please
Someone
help me.
do it. Someone do it right now. That's the worst when you're doing bad and running late. I'm thinking of more stories of me fucking things up now too. Actually,
cried
I've
that
thought of
day.
another. Yeah. That one deserves a big old cry.
Let me just give you one more. It's not an in-depth story. It's just going to be one other haircut I did. This is when I decided I was not doing men's cuts anymore.
Oh.
When the teenage boy told me I made him look like Ellen DeGeneres. Yep, that'll do it. I quit.
Not Ellen DeGeneres.
I almost started crying in front of this high school boy's face.
It's always the high school boys that are the meanest. I'm scared of anyone in high school, actually.
Same.
They're scary. I don't know how to talk to them.
I'm scared of anybody younger than us.
I know. When I see teenagers, I'm like, my heart is racing. My hands get all sweaty.
These weak
Like, they start laughing. I'm like, what did I do? Did I do something embarrassing?
Like they're not even looking at us.
What about my outfit? Like, are they making fun of me? Call me old?
Please. That was like actually enough for me. Like I don't think I can tell any more of my stories personally.
Yeah, I actually thought more of a couple more while I was sitting here, but I'm just going to write them down so I don't forget them. So maybe we could do a part 2. And I think it doesn't look the best that we can make a part 2 to the shit we fucked up, but
I didn't think we could when we first started planning this episode. We were like, yeah, I have like 1, maybe 2.
but maybe we can. Maybe we can make this a series.
I hope we do not ever have any more to add to this for a very long time.
Just a part 2.
part finale.
Fart. What she said. That was fun.
Note.
Yeah, on that note, I'm tired. I want to go to bed, Grip.
You can find all of these episodes on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. 7 a.m. on Thursday mornings.
I'm Reilly Ruth Beauty on Instagram and on TikTok.
I'm Creations by Hailee Christine on Instagram and Creations by Hailee on TikTok.
And we are Light After Dark on Instagram and TikTok, so you should follow us.
Yes, go watch our lives.
Yeah, they're so fun. We have so much fun.
There would be much more of this energy on there.
I know. Imagine getting more of this than just once a week. So you're welcome.
Fun. Yeah.
This was your backstage pass to the beauty industry.
Just BFFs living and styling after dark. Bye.
Bye.